Home, Jehovah's Witnesses.
Speaking, may I help you?
Hi, I was just doing some phone witnessing. Do you have a minute?
Huh?
I was just doing some phone witnessing, sharing a scripture. Do you have a minute?
You contacted the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, okay, I don't mind. Yeah, do you have...
Okay, who are you from? Where are you from?
Well, I'm just here at my house right now. I'm just a regular Christian. I like to share scripture and talk about the Lord, you know.
Yeah, so that's what we as Jehovah's Witnesses do. Not only do we do phone witnessing, we write letters, and we go from door to door.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And so many people take different avenues of their ministry.
Yeah.
But Jesus set the example, Acts 20:20, Acts 20:42. Go therefore, make disciples of people of all the nations, from door to door.
That's Acts 20:42? Wait, let me check that.
Okay.
I thought that was in Matthew 28, but...
Yeah, Matthew 28 says, go therefore and make disciples.
Okay.
But Jesus said, go from door to door and from house to house.
Oh, Acts 20. 20 what verse?
42.
Acts 20 only goes up to verse 38.
38. But try Acts 20:20.
Yeah, this is not Jesus talking, it's Paul. And he taught them from house to house, which means according to homes. And that's where the churches met. He's saying he has taught you. He's writing to believers. So he's not really going randomly down a street to doors. That they had house churches.
Well, actually, Paul didn't go to a church. Paul went to the synagogue.
Oh, yeah, to evangelize. But yes, the Christians met in homes.
Yeah, but Jesus also went to the synagogue.
Yeah, so do you guys go to the synagogue? Because you go in his footprints?
Oh,
I see.
Kingdom Hall.
Oh, I see. Well, he was preaching at the synagogue. It wasn't where they were. Well, he was a Jew. So there's a big difference between Jesus and Paul. But yeah, can I share scripture with you?
Actually, we already have our scriptures.
You already have the scriptures? Don't you like to talk about them with people?
Yeah, that's what we do. We have home Bible studies.
Yeah.
We talk about Jesus. We actually have a lot of people, because people can sit on a phone, but they got to get out there and do the footwork.
Oh, well, some of your people just don't some Jehovah's Witnesses like just stand by a thing of magazines? Do they get to count that for the preaching time? Because you're kind of like saying you have to go to door, you know.
Yeah, that's part of our preaching activity.
That's preaching.
We have the cards. They are new for the simple reason that a lot of people, they work a lot. They don't have time to really even be at home. A lot of people work 24 hours a day. And so what happens with those cards, as individuals pass those cards, Jehovah discerns the intentions of the heart. And those individuals who we have not contacted from door to door, they get an opportunity to get the magazine.
Oh.
Because we can't find them at home.
Yeah. Well, you're on the one hand, you're kind of speaking out of both sides here. You're kind of saying, I'm not really worth anything because I'm talking on the phone, and then you're saying they can just stand there by magazines. Ones I've seen here, they're all talking to each other and on their phones. It's very unprofessional. It doesn't look like they're just trying to do their time, you know.
Yeah, and that's true. It does look unprofessional.
It really does. It's embarrassing.
We have information to help us to get better, because we're all imperfect humans, as you know, because you read the scriptures, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and so imperfect humans do imperfect things.
But I thought you guys walk in the footprints of Jesus, and I couldn't really see him doing that. Jesus didn't say go into all the world and stand by magazines, did he?
Oh, he didn't say that?
No, I don't think so. Go into all the world and stand by magazines? They actually look more like they're working for a company or something.
Well, we're working for an organization.
They're not preaching at all. Yes, working for an organization. That's exactly right. Like
we're working for Jehovah.
You take your count your time. I saw one Jehovah Witness on a video because someone was trying to talk to them, and sometimes they videotape them. And she goes, well, my shift is over now. Like, I'm not going to talk to you anymore because my shift is over. She sounded like someone working for a corporation, which many researchers actually feel the Watchtower is a profit corporation. They have millions and billions of dollars in real estate, and now they're doing Kingdom Hall flipping, where you guys build it and then sometimes renovate it, and then they sell it, and you don't have anything invested in it. The organization makes a profit on it.
Well, everyone else makes a profit, right?
Well, I'm talking about the organization that claims to be God's only channel. So I don't think it matters. Comparison. And no, a lot of denominations don't have billions of dollars in real estate like they do.
Why is that? Your organization have it?
Yeah, your organization does.
I'm saying, do yours?
I don't. I just fellowship with other Christians. I never heard it even called an organization. So, no, I don't think so.
We're the organization of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah.
We're a legal corporation.
Yeah.
We have to be registered, right?
Yeah, they have so much money. Like in some of their settlements they paid off for child sexual abuse, it's probably millions, and then there's a gag order. The person can't talk about it. Like the recent case in Pennsylvania, Montana, where they didn't call the police, when they were supposed to.
Well, see, I don't know about all that.
Yeah, you should really find out. It's pretty shocking.
Why should I?
Why do you guys have articles about Catholic sexual abuse on your website?
We just have information.
Mm-hmm. But they keep the information about them. No, but I did notice that because they don't have the news about child sexual abuse that has been in the news and documented court cases.
We don't have information about Catholics.
Oh, you should look it up.
What we do is this is what everyone has an opportunity to make a choice in their life. As Jehovah's Witnesses, we don't force anyone.
That wasn't even a topic we were discussing.
People make the choice.
Yeah.
When we get baptized, people make a choice. We don't force anyone.
Isn't it the most important decision of your life to get baptized?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Why do they allow children to do it? Why do they allow children to do it then?
Well, children don't do it.
They do.
It all depends. The Bible says if a person knows what is right and he does it, then yes, he can get baptized.
Do you think children understand about the possible shunning they may encounter later? Do you think children have researched the organization apart from their own material? No, they're not allowed to.
Why not?
Well, everybody knows that. They practice information control, like all cults. We only go to jw.org. They all say that. It's tons of videos.
You must have studied with Jehovah's Witnesses at one time.
Just for a little while, I was trying to reach them.
I could tell.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what the name they put on? You know what you were called?
Well, I couldn't be an apostate because I wasn't baptized.
Why wouldn't you be an apostate?
Because I wasn't baptized. And I wasn't studying. I was studying to reach them as a Christian.
Okay.
So they could know that salvation comes through Christ alone, by faith alone, and His grace. And it has nothing to do with come to this false prophet organization for salvation, which is what they teach. Can you believe they said that? Come to Jehovah's organization for salvation. Where's the Bible? Could you give me a verse for that?
I'm not going to give you. You chose not to study with Jehovah's Witnesses, right?
I chose not to? No, they stopped the study. I was enjoying it. They weren't enjoying some of the point. They stopped. The women stopped.
Why did you stop it?
They stopped the study, not me.
Okay, so then apparently there was something that wasn't right with the study.
Right. Like they didn't like the questions I was asking, like about the United Nations Association and the child sexual abuse cases and them saying Jesus is mediator only for the anointed class, et cetera, because I just had a lot of questions and they weren't liking that.
And you didn't like the answers you got.
I didn't get any answers.
Okay, so you didn't like what you heard, whatever the answers were.
There was no answers. They just ignored it.
So you didn't like anything. So why are you calling?
Oh, I did like talking with them. They were actually really nice. I was calling because I'm phone witnessing and I wanted to share a scripture with you.
You got that from us, didn't you?
Phone witnessing?
You got that from Jehovah's Witnesses, didn't you?
Isn't it great? It is a cool idea.
So now you're profiting off of us.
Yeah,
They're passing
yeah.
over us.
Why
But
not?
you know what? Everyone has their choice.
Right.
We don't get into big debates or anything. And it was nice talking
Just
to
sharing
you,
a scripture is a debate?
oh, no, I already know the
You
scriptures. I
sound,
don't
oh,
need
you
you to share.
do. You sound so
Yes, ma'am.
paranoid. I thought you guys liked talking about the Bible.
Oh, no, not with people who are debatable, no.
Debatable? So you only talk to people who are of the mindset to accept
No, to
everything
talk
the
to people
Watchtower
who
currently teaches.
You sound like you're upset. Don't be upset.
I'm not upset at all.
Okay, then, so why are you calling? What do you want?
To share scripture with you, but you
I
don't
need the
really
scriptures.
you
I
don't need
already
the
know them,
scriptures.
honey.
Right.
I already
Okay.
know them.
Well, that you sound so paranoid, but it's just a good example of the current paranoia that is set in. I mean, the old school witnesses were not like this. They would always relish conversations about the Bible.
Yeah, but we don't talk to apostates.
Well, your name calling is just, it even says that in a
people who are
Watchtower,
pious.
it even says that in a Watchtower article on propaganda techniques, that one technique is called name. Oh, actually it was in the Awake. Some people insult those who disagree with them by questioning character or motives instead of focusing on the facts. The name caller hopes the label will stick. If people reject, this is in the Awake.
What's the purpose, though?
This is in the, did you hear what the quote just said?
I don't have to hear the quote.
It's from your own literature.
I know, but I chose to be one of Jehovah's Witnesses.
So you're
That's
insulting me by questioning character or motives, and they call this name calling. They call it name calling in the Awake magazine.
That's fine.
If people reject the person or the idea on the basis of the negative label instead of weighing the evidence for themselves, the name caller's strategy has worked. That's in the Awake magazine. So you guys,
that's wonderful.
you do. That's a name calling when you call somebody an apostate.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that's nasty.
It's okay.
Yeah, they teach you to do that so you will stop your thinking. That's a thought-stopping technique.
You're
so
absolutely right.
you can shut out everything because they practice the mental regulating of Jehovah. They used to even use the words mental regulating in regard to children, which is horrific.
You're right.
You can't mental regulate your children, but they had to change that wording in the New World Translation. So yeah, can I share scripture with you now?
No, thank you, honey. I appreciate it.
Okay, well, thanks for chatting with me, and God bless you.
Oh, well, you have a good day.
Okay, bye.